Today we're going to be talking about some of the plugins that I personally use across all of my tracks that really help me get to the place where I need to be with my productions. But before we do, here's a quick example of some of my music so you get an understanding of who you're learning from.
I really want to let kids know that illegal drugs are bad news.
All right, we're going to jump right into it. What we got here is a future bass sounding chord section. I'll play that for you right now. You get it. So the first thing I want to talk about, and it's something that I commonly use amongst my tracks to give it some bigness, and it's this Super VHS plugin from Baby Audio. Let's listen to a before and after. I'm going to just play it without it, and then I'm going to turn it on. Okay, so as you can hear, it got warmer, it got a little bit bigger. The top end does get rolled off a little bit. Let's listen to that again. Now, I prefer it this way with this plugin on, but you can tweak the settings. Basically, the heat is going to give it a lot more weight and gas. You know, I'm going to just play with the settings. I'm going to turn the mix all the way up because I only have it on half dry and wet right now. I'm going to turn it all the way up. This button right here is the main reason I use it. So let's just listen to before and after. I don't know. If you're not convinced already, then I don't know what to tell you. This is a really cool tape saturator. I've done another video on another tape saturator, which I favor, which is the Universal Audio, but I only use it on the master. It's a real tape emulation simulator, whatever. I did a whole video on it, so we're not going to be covering that now, but I can only use it on the master because it has a delay in the plugin, so you can't put it on all the tracks. Your shit's gonna be all messed up. So this is really cool. I'm gonna do a before and after, and then we'll talk about it. So you could probably hear that right away. It definitely gives it a much more rounded off sound, a bigger sound, a more full and thicker sound. Let's just play with some of these, and I'm going to move this here because I cannot see that far. Let's just play with some of the settings here. That's kind of cool if you're going to be doing filtering. You already know what noise is. But the reason I like it is because the drive is cool. It sounds good. Obviously, Arturia really is outstanding, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Arturia in the next part of this video. But let's play with some of these tape features, which to me give it a more real analog and real life sound versus a digital sound. to me, this filter reminds me of the DJM filter from Xfer, the one deadmau5 uses, whatever. It's a pretty cool, it has a really nice sound. No filter. I'm going to leave it on no filter. And obviously these four, when you crank them all the way up, they kind of suck. But in moderation, they sound pretty badass. The mechanics knob is kind of like the noise. I never prefer noise. Like, I can even just turn this off. I don't really prefer noise in the sound because it always lingers after. But I do like the way that this mechanics sounds. In moderation. That's a really cool tape stop, and then you can set the length of the tape stop. That's awesome. That comes in handy in so many scenarios. So, but yeah, let's listen to now that we've tweaked it, a before and after. I'm a big fan of one-stop shops. Let's hear both of these plugins on at the same time. It's the flutter. Okay, that's better. Let's just say you have a vocal and over these chords, or a lead, which is the example that I got for this section. The example isn't outstanding that I have for you because the lead and the chords are playing both simultaneously throughout the whole thing. But the point is, if you go in here and you select the track, which is this one, I'm going to play this lead for you right now. Okay, so I'll play the chords and the lead. You get it. So in your song, if that's what's happening, you're going to have a lot of conflict between the two. So you can set where you want this lead to happen in the frequency range. So this is on the chords right now, and we're going to take the lead sound as the input. We're going to turn on our sidechain, and then we're going to play it back, and this will duck. The chords will duck in the frequency ranges of the lead. So that you don't need to like cut things out. I'm not a big fan of removing things if I don't have to. So let's take a listen now. So I'm using this aggressively, and as you can tell, when this is off, both the synth, chords, and the lead are fighting for that spotlight. But the second I turn this on, we give a little bit more room to the lead only in the frequencies that it needs, and it makes the space for the song. Arturia has a good, big sound. And that's what I really love about Arturia is they really locked in that analog sound. And it just sounds cool. And this is something that I just made up the LFO real quick to kind of follow along with the chords. I'm going to play the chords with and without this Mellotron. And it's like an organy Mellotron. Let's hear before and after. And I'm going to turn this up. Okay. So the point is, and what I want you to take from this is, this has a frequency range, right? And it's more like low mid-ish. And this is, it's very broad, but in the mids, it doesn't have that much sound to it. And this kind of just fills that little pocket a little bit. Listen again. Yeah, okay. It's on, I used it on this lead here. So here's the lead before and after the, what is it called? The little micro shift. In the frequency spectrum before. Again, the point and goal is to give you the one-stop shop for things. Hopefully that helps you guys out. More tutorials on the way, and I'll see you guys soon.